Alrighty, it's me, I'm back. Wednesday. I figured I'd do a short video. Well, I might consider it short, but once I start getting these things chopped up with the editor, I'll be able to cut a lot of pauses and hesitation out. But anyways, I'm going to do a video while I'm waiting for that 3090 to come in. I got contacted by UPS today, and they said that the 3090, it's up near Boston, but it got delayed because of weather. It's beautiful out. I don't know what the problem is. So, I mean, it did snow yesterday. We got like 1/4 of an inch. I don't know what they got up north, but I'm doing a build for my boss's kid. And speaking of UPS, the dudes, I bought a white Meshify case, and it was sent to me. The UPS guy brought it 2 houses down and dropped it off on somebody's back porch. I ended up, thank God, this person, I live in the middle of the city, and believe me, to find somebody that's honest, I was just glad this guy was cool, because my number was on the shipping label, and he called me up, and he met me after I got out of work, and he gave me the case, thank God. But UPS literally just dropped it off on some other dude's back porch. I'm like, are you serious? And it's big letters on it, my address, where it is, what floor, telephone number. I'm like, I called UPS. I'm like, can they call me? But it's besides the point. Everything is such a mess right now. I sent out a CPU. No, I'm sorry. I sent out a video card, a 3080 EVGA to this guy, George. Contacted me on Facebook. I had a card. I sent it to him. Got a great price on it too. But I brought it to US Postal. He lives in Vermont. They sent the thing to Florida, to like Pensacola or some freaking place. I couldn't believe it. It's just, everything's such a mess with this pandemic and everything. Everybody's using the mail and UPS and FedEx. And that's what I'm going to start changing over. I think FedEx so far has been the best. But, okay, to this board. This is the MSI MPG x570 Gaming Trio Carbon. Well, not Gaming Trio. That's a video card. Rewind. Okay, x570 Gaming Pro Carbon Wi-Fi. Thank you. I've got this same exact board in my machine. I've been running it. A lot of people say that 570 chipset gets really warm. The fan, I'm not taking the plastic off, but this little fan, the only time that Zero Frozer, or whatever they freezer, frozen, I don't know, FROZR, Frozer, yeah, close. Okay, the only time that thing's turned on is when I was using benchmarking with Port Royal, and it came on just for a few minutes. And in one game, when I cranked it up a bit, it popped on. But yeah, it does make a little noise if you got an open case. With a closed case, I don't think you're going to hear it. It's got a little wee to it. You can definitely hear that. But I don't know about the other boards, but this 570, this doesn't stay on constantly. And if you're just doing regular gaming, regular internet, this is probably never going to turn on. So that was my big thing about these until I actually got my hands on it and seen what it was like. So it's still got the plastic on it. I already took it out of the box, but as you can see, I don't know if I'm too close. No, I think that's a pretty good look. But anyways, yeah, all the plastic's still on it. Plastic tabs. It has some really nice RGB lighting on it over here. Where else do they have some? You have your indicator lights right here. When you first turn it on, you're going to see it turn red. It doesn't mean anything other than the board's getting power. And a lot of people start freaking out and panicking. And the back of the board has some lighting on it. puts a little background light to it. It doesn't have much for a heat shield on the back. I was surprised. The Unify that I checked out had a pretty decent heat shield on it. But I guess they didn't feel a need for it. So this board comes with two M.2s, which I think is fine. It's not overkill. They're underneath here. I should have gotten a little screwdriver to take them off. But anyways, this whole piece pops right off. You got the little sticky piece of plastic you pull off, and you should remove that little heat sink, what they call it. It's like an aluminum foil type piece of paper on your M.2 if you're going to use the thermal pads on this. If you're putting it on top of what's on there, I don't think you're going to get the best cooling. Anyways, it has it takes 128 128 RAM. It has 4 288 slots. It has one 8-pin power and one 4. And to be honest with you, I know a lot of people that have overclocked, and they never even use the 8 or the other 4. It's, unless you're running liquid nitrogen, I don't think you're ever. It does look nice with the little bit of thicker cabling going to it if you're using like cable mods or Asia Hoss. I love the black and the white style because I have a black case. But the board itself, 6 layers. It has copper inside, like pretty much standard with most boards. It's nice. It's solid. Got a good feel to it. What I do like is the PCIe rise. They have all metal brackets. Well, it's covering the riser, but it's all metal, which gives it extra support. If you're running a big 3 fan, like that big MSI, I would definitely recommend still using a support bracket. But a 2 fan is something like the video I did, nah, no biggie. So we got AM4. Okay, I'll run the specs over in a second. We have your Wi-Fi 6, but it will take 6 and down, so it's reverse compatible. Your sound, we have digital audio, 2.5 hardwire. It doesn't have a 10. A little bit light on the USBs. If you're gonna flash your BIOS, and which, by the way, this is one of the few boards I've ever gotten with the new Zen 3 that I didn't even have to flash the BIOS. I did upgrade them after, but I put the chip on it, and boom, I was shocked. I was shocked. The guy that I got the board from told me, the guy Bill, he said you don't need to do it, and he was right. You don't. Maybe they pre-do it. I don't know. It says the same thing on it as the other one, Zen 3 ready. Basically, that means ready to be updated. That's what I always thought. So it would have been nice if it had a do BIOS switch or a flashback or whatever, but it doesn't. So you're going to flash your BIOS. You don't need your CPU, your memory. You don't need nothing in there. You plug your 24 pin in. You plug an 8 pin in. Put your thumb drive in there after you extract your file on it and rename it MSI.ROM. Best to look up the instructions on it. Fire the board up. Board starts. Put the thumb drive in with the extracted file. Take a little pen. I wouldn't use the metal piece in it. I don't think it would hurt nothing, but you just take it, push that in for a quarter of a second, release it, and you will see it start to blink red. Now my thumb drives, none of them have little lights on them like the old school ones did. No idea why. I wish they did have a little indicator light. But you can see this right inside this block. This little square block here. You can see it flashing. Takes about 5 minutes. And that's it. It stops. And it's done. Some boards restart. Some boards turn off. This board, I did upgrade the BIOS on it. I didn't get a restart. It did ask to restart later, but I didn't need to. Eventually you're going to restart. The I/O plate, nice, connected. It's got a nice look to it. Again, though, like I said, they could have USBs, a few more. But then again, I've got USB. What I like is get off the track for just 1 second. The Atola USB 3.0. It's a powered USB plug. Most of them are. It's got little buttons on it, so I can connect my mics, I can connect my cameras to it, and I can power them off individually, so I don't have to worry about these things being on, using up power, doing whatever. It's pretty cool, actually. They have some that you just plug in, it's automatically on, but okay. We have 4 SATAs on the back side where the 24 pin is. 2 more SATAs on the lower part of the board. It uses, I guess it's their own audio boost. It's probably pretty much like the Intel stuff. Very nice capacitors and VRAM chokes. I know I said in the last video I was goofing around and somebody actually thought I was serious. I was like, oh, it's got solid gold capacitor. They thought I was. It doesn't have solid gold. Yes, it's got a little gold plastic thing on it. I shouldn't have said that. Some people really do believe what you're saying. So yeah, it has nice. It's not overkill on the heat shields. It's not overkill on any of the lighting. Unless you're looking for all black, I would go with the Unify. You can see the back of the board doesn't have a big heat shield on it. Again, I mean, it's just not too much. It comes with, it has 6, this is something I'll talk about real quick. I don't get it. I dislike, they should have put the water pump power plug right here. They didn't. I don't know why. Maybe it was the way they just configured the board. I have no idea. But I've seen them up here, which isn't too bad. Normally, the convenient spot is right here. But over here, the water pump is there, the power. So if you're going to run it, you got to run that cable all the way down or all the way up and around. It's kind of a pain. Not as far as hard, but it just kind of, you know, you got to, it's just, I don't understand why they did that. You have your CPU fan, but if you're using water, you really don't need that. That's just for fan control. You can use a regular fan on that. So you got 1, 2, 6 plugs for system fans. Not bad. There's 2 3-pin ARGBs. There's 1 4-pin ARGB and 1 4-pin ARGB that's dedicated to the Mystic. Now, I haven't tried using it. I don't even have an RGB light strip or anything, but I imagine it would still work. If it's feeding its power, it's feeding the power. I like the all-metal covers. I'm going to run over the specs real quick. Nice looking board, well made. And the board specs are, okay, where are we? Yes, it's a socket AM4. It supports up to our Ryzen 9. It has the x570 chipset. It takes DDR4 memory from 1866 all the way up to 44 plus. That's up in your overclocking modes. Dual memory channel, 128 gigabytes of RAM, 2 PCIe X16s / PCIe X1, all in the same thing. 6 SATAs, 2 M.2s, RAID 0, 1/10. I've never used RAID. TMP header, yeah, see, 1 temp header. Okay, so there is one on there. USB 3.2. It has, yeah, that's all pretty basic. USB 2.0, everything's reverse compatible. Yeah, 5 plus, it has the optical, oh, it is Realtek. It is the Realtek chip for the sound. Okay, they just gave it their own name. DirectX 12.0, form factor, ATX, does support Crossfire. and Windows 10 64-bit. I wonder if that's saying it won't support 32. I think it should. Okay, that's the specs on that. Now the board, another thing that I found that was kind of a dislike, but there's an easy fix to it. Very easy. A lot of boards right around over in this area, what you find is a little plug on the board where USB-C can go in for the front of your case. This doesn't have it. They probably saved some money by not putting it there, and a few other things on it, because it is a kind of a mid-range board. It's not, it's $250, I think, around there. So I mean, actually I think you get a really good deal for that price. Anyways, there's plenty of room to put M.2 extensions or adapters. And where was I going with that? Okay. Oh, you will see right here, as far as the USB-C goes, okay, and this is kind of important. For the front of your, you've got USB 3.1, 3.2 on the front of your board, on the front of your case. You run your cable to it. Most newer cases all have it. It's got that 20-pin plug. You put it in. Normally it's over here on the board somewhere. So you don't have the capability of putting, like my case has a USB-C on the front of it. But this has a second 20-pin. So what I did was picked up an adapter. They make a little tiny adapter. It plugs in there like that little blue plug for the USB front panel. You plug it in there and it's got that little C adapter on it. It goes for like $6. So you can run your USB and you can use it for peripherals like cameras and stuff and whatnot. So actually, at least they did add that, which was probably a lot cheaper than putting the other thing, but still, they didn't leave you high and dry like some places do. So yes, we have the MSI x570 Carbon Pro Wi-Fi. Long name. They get carried away. Real quick look inside the box. It comes with all your basic stuff. It comes with a telephone book full of instructions. I guess you got some little, get out of here. You got some little tags on there that you can stick around. It actually, holy mackerel, it comes with, what is that? Anybody know what this thing is? It's a Frisbee. A coaster. I don't know. I'm surprised they still make those, seriously. I guess it's cheaper than something else, but not when you can just go right online and get one. Get the drivers and packaging. I didn't even, when I put it in mine, I didn't even bother. So, yes, that pretty much wraps it up. I like the board. I think it's well worth it. You can spend a little bit of money and get the Unify. I've heard there's been quite a bit of problems with Unify. I had one. It did have a couple little hiccups. I wasn't too happy with it. But this one, I popped the chip on, put it in, put the water pump on, did the whole thing. Boom, fired right up. Then I did a BIOS upgrade. So it's one of the few boards I've ever had that actually do it. Cool. Didn't even have to flash the BIOS before I did it. But if you do, I already explained how it's done. And there's tons of videos on the internet. You know, tons of videos. I'm going to end up selling this. Or actually, no, this is probably going to go in my boss's kid's case. So, I'll see. I have a nice B550 gigabyte too I could put in there. Well, I'm a little undecided. And, yeah, that about wraps it up. I just wanted to do this because I'm going to be getting the 3090 in if weather permits. So I do have some other stuff coming in. I do have a 68 XT, a 69 XT, a 3080, and I'm thinking about on the XT, on the, not XT, yeah, XT, the 68 XT, I'm thinking about getting the MSI Gaming Trio one. I've already looked at the 6800s. So the Sapphires. Might try the MSI one, see what I can do with that. And 3080s are very hard to come by, but I think I've got my hands on one that I can take another look at. So I'm going to check that out. I have some 3060 Ti MSIs. All these MSIs, as I said in my other video, these MSI gaming trios, whether it's a 3060 or a 3090, I'm going to tell you the truth, they're all the same size. Weird. So, yep. Quick video, little rundown on that. Had some fun, killed some time. I'm going to get this uploaded. Everybody take care.